historic and majestic Brihadishwara temple in Thanjavur completes its 1000th year of consecration in 2010-2011. To mark this important year in our cultural, artistic, historic and religious history, writer Pradeep Chakravarti and photographer Vikram Satyanathan have come out with this visually sumptuous and keenly researched book, Thanjavur, A Cultural History. Thank you very much for joining me, Pradeep, and Vikram, thank you so much for coming all the way from Coimbatore for this chat. Allow me to tell our viewers a little bit more about you, because Pradeep is not just a writer. He holds a full-time job with a premier IT company where he does leadership training. He has written 2 other books and he also conducts very interesting walks in the city. And Vikram is not only an entrepreneur, but he also has another company which has interests in the chemical industry. His hobbies, which he pursues very seriously, are photography, wildlife and conservation. So I must say that this is a very, very impressive feat, because apart from juggling your jobs, your family life and your other interests, you seem to have so seemingly effortlessly brought out this book. So my first question is, how?
Sure. Anu, so it's 98% of attitude. And I think the remaining is the 2% skill. So I think the 98% attitude is really that given the kind of privileged life that we've led, the lot of benefits that we've had as children, I think it's very keen, both of us are very keen that we have to give something back to society. Yeah. So I think that is the passion that really got us going in terms of getting this book together. And the remaining 2% is a lot of skills and multitasking and things like that. So Vikram?
Adding to what Pradeep says, it's more of passion. For me, it's not only just photography, but our tradition. It's an opportunity to document our rich historic heritage. And Thanjavur is gives you such an opportunity for us to embark on a project like this, that we are privileged to share whatever we have gained over a period of 3 years that the book has taken us. And Thanjavur has really opened us to a whole new perspective of our Tamil culture and the influences it had over the period of few centuries.
But Pradeep, you're from Tirunelveli and you're from Coimbatore, so why did you choose Thanjavur to start with?
Okay, so I think a lot of it is because I visited Thanjavur for the first time 6 years back, and I had an only meeting with this retired Pandit Vishwanathan, who used to work in the Saraswati Library, and he read out to me a text which was authored in the 16th, 17th century, which spoke about one day in the life of a Tanjore king when Thanjavur was at its opulent best. And it's that vision that he gave me really got me to do this. So that being said, definitely I am going to take care of the Tambravarni and the Tirunelveli part with future books. But this is really the passion that got me to do something on Thanjavur.
I've always been fascinated by the big temple, because Thanjavur, a lot of them relate Thanjavur to the big temple and the big temple to Thanjavur. To start with, the fascination is with the big temple. That's where I had my passion for photography. Earlier, I had the opportunity to also exhibit my work at the Dakshin Chitra Art Gallery. It was a photography exhibition of my works about the great living Chola temples, the big temple, the temple at Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Dharasuram. That was an initial spark that helped me to know more about the region in general. And when the book proposal came and me and Pradeep started it, it was such a good opportunity for us to portray the entire cultural history of Thanjavur and not just the big temple.
So did you both meet over this project?
Not really. I think we'd known each other as friends before that as well.
You went on some other journey together,
yeah,
right?
Well, we did a trip to Tirunelveli or to the Navatirupati, and we hoped to bring that out as a book. But this one, I think Thanjavur just got luckier.
You know, I was really touched by your dedication. I mean, the people that you've dedicated the book to, all the Mahanubhavalu, the rulers, the scholars, the people who helped preserve all these valuable documents, but also the farmers. Right. You say that the farmers who toiled the fields to create plentiful harvests. That was a lovely detail.
Thanks, and I think we really owe to those farmers, Anu, because this book is as much a cultural history of Thanjavur as it is a cultural history of the Kaveri River. And if it wasn't for the Kaveri River, you wouldn't have had those regular harvests, those fantastic regular harvests, and if not for all those harvests, for all the bounty of rice and food, Thanjavur would not have been the citadel of crafts and arts it is today.
Thanjavur is, as we all know, it's the breadbasket of the region, and also wherever we went to document, to photograph, we were so impressed by the farming community, and we were able to see the hospitality that they extended to us. even from, for example, giving us directions to a particular heritage site or a venue. It was the farmers that they had so much of passion about their own land, and I think we were just very well taken care of, and it is the true Thanjavur hospitality, as you say.
And also the foreword is by Babaji Raja Bhosle, who is the descendant of the erstwhile Thanjavur royal family, who lives in the palace and who is the custodian of some 88 temples that come under the palace Devasthanam, and also the chatrams that his family funded and built. So I think at this point we should go across to your book launch, which was very well attended. The hall was almost overflowing and the Raja himself was beaming with pride.
There was a long felt need for Thanjavur of this kind of documentation. See, when a lot of tourists who come down to Thanjavur, they have to wander with authenticated details, and that too in a very palatable way. So I think the hard work and passion of Pradeep and Vikram has given one more feast to the art lovers who come with inquest to know more about Thanjavur. So I really am happy and I am thankful for these two young guys who have made this possible.
I think yes, definitely Babaji Raja was very, very supportive, and I must also thank not just him but many other people who were extremely helpful. In fact, the publisher was a little surprised that my pages on who thanked and who I was thanking and who helped me on the book was actually a little longer, or almost the size of the bibliography. And the truth, Anu, is that a lot of what we've put down in the book, especially in the crafts chapter, in the appendices, are oral information that have never been recorded before. And we really have to thank a lot of people for very freely sharing information, visuals, a lot of other things, a lot of their books from their personal collections. Otherwise, this wouldn't have been possible at all.
Babaji Raja has always been a pillar of support. We started the book with his help, and he has made it a complete project for us. From what Pradeep has said, it's not just Babaji himself, but a whole lot of people, a whole lot of enthusiastic people like Shakti Murugan, who shared us with his maps of Thanjavur. Dr. Perumal from the library was very much helpful, of immense help. Dr. Rama Kausalya, especially for the dance and music chapters. Yeah. So these are all passionate people whom are probably not known outside of Thanjavur, and who have played a vital role and bringing us together in making a very successful document in this book.
You know, I really like the structure because everything is very clear and in nice bite-sized chapters, if I may call it that. The book very aptly begins with a chapter called Of Granaries and Palaces, a short history of Thanjavur's rulers, which looks at the Cholas, the Pandyas, the Nayaks, the Marathas, before the British and the Muslims arrived there. And the temple, unlike today where temples fulfill a primarily religious role, in those days the temple was a focal point for artistic, and artistic and cultural and social gatherings, and most importantly a canvas where all the rulers wanted to leave their indelible stamps because it symbolized a royal connect to the divine, right? So it wasn't just religious.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was a very good way to start, because when we think of Thanjavur, we think of the Periya Kovil.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the Periya Kovil is definitely one of the most well recognized monuments in India, if not just Thanjavur, and temples in Tamil Nadu also have a long tradition of showing how religion and politics work together, and the Periya Kovil is a classic example of that. And you're right, but the point that we want to definitely make out of this book is, sure, the Periya Kovil is extremely important. It is a recognizable landmark internationally, but there is a lot more to Thanjavur than just the Periya Kovil.
Yeah, so Akram?
Adding to what Pradeep has said, there is much more to do or to see in Thanjavur beyond the big temple, but the Periya Kovil has played a vital role in nurturing the dance, drama and various art forms for over 1,000 years now. And earlier it used to be a venue for exhibiting the various dance and drama and the various arts and cultural traditions. I think it has played a very important role those years, many centuries ago, as a venue for such events. In this context, if you come to our present day, the big temple, for me, from a photography point of view, it was immense pleasure to photograph the big temple. Several times we visited, and every time we visited, it was giving us new perspectives. That way, the big temple, of course, is the premier venue to start your quest on Thanjavur. But the other forms in terms of the museum, the fantastic bronze collection, the sculptures, the Saraswati Mahal library, the textiles and the watercolors that they have preserved add so much to the richness of Thanjavur.
So Thanjapuri has so many more gems. I like to call it Thanjapuri.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
So stay tuned, because after a short break, we're going to go on a vicarious journey into the past and discover the many other beauties of this beautiful place. But that's after a short break. You're watching Off the Record with writer Pradeep Chakravarti and photographer Vikram Satyanathan and their book Thanjavur, A Cultural History.